It's the 15th of March and it's a Thursday, and we're here today with, would you like to say your names?
Maureen,
Graham.
Avery, Terry. My name used to be Terry when I first worked at Butlins. Okay.
And if you would like to, you don't have to say this at all, but you might want to say how old you are as well.
I'm 73.
68.
Okay, so should we start with Maureen first, and then I'll ask the question to Graham. When did you first work at Butlins?
Well, I remember when I was working in a factory at Tate and Lyle's, and I was having loads of problems at home with, well, problems. I was getting to the stage where I don't know what it was. It was like a calling. I can't explain it really. I was watching television. I saw advertising Butlins, and I looked at it and I thought, God, that's what I want to do. And when I told them at the factory I was leaving, they said, well, if you leave, you don't come back. That is it. You've lost your job. And I just thought, I don't care. I don't care. I want to go to Butlins. So I wrote to Butlins, and we had to go to London for an interview, you know, with people. So I got all dressed up, trying to look the part, you know. Thought, I've got to get that job. Got to go there. And we had an interview and asked what we'd like to do. And I said, I'd like to work in the serving coffees and that. You know, that's the only, I didn't realise the different names they had for Butlins at the time, or the shops, whatever. So I'd like to work in the coffee bar. He said, would you? I said, yeah. All right, then, we'll book you in for that. I said, that's fine. And then I got a letter from them asking me to go in the March, because what we had to do, we had to go there to clean the camp out. That's cleaning everything. Cups, saucers, what you make your coffees in, I can't remember what you call it, urns, and you name it, we had to do it. They were very particular about cleanliness, you know, about everything should look great. And it was hard work, but even so, I enjoyed it. And as soon as we got on the train, going back slightly, on the train, and I went on my own, someone's going to come with me. And she said, I'm not coming. And I thought, well, she thinks she's not. I said, well, I'm going. Well, on your own? I'm going on my own. I said, I'm off. So I get on this train, and I'd been on the train 5 minutes. And before I knew everything, we were all chatting away. It was like jumping from one miserable life into a happy life. That's how I looked at it. It was a cool, I don't understand it. I had to go. It's just something. And we got there, and we all got together and went into this room, and we all started chatting that, and then we decided to go down the town and have something to eat, which we all did. Of course, the next time it was all where we was going to be situated, you know, you go there, you go there. Great. It was hard work, but you got to know the girls. A great crowd, you know, and we were so happy, all of us. It's unbelievable, a happiness you could find just meeting up with different people. You got away from that domain sort of life you lived, you know. It was so different. And anyway, that's when it all started, you know, Butlins and that. And then we was looking forward to the holiday makers coming in. That was our big excitement, you know, all the holiday making. And you knew that them coming in was going to even make it nicer, because to communicate with the people, which you did, you know. And, well, that's how it all started anyway. It was sort of like a...
And when was that?
Oh, sorry.
When was that? 60s?
The 61.
61.
Yeah. May 61. We went there. And, of course, it's like everything when you go somewhere different. I think the great fear there was losing the job, because they would get rid of staff if they felt they wasn't doing their job properly. They didn't like anything unusual there in the camp. They were very particular, you know, what staff they did bring on the camp. And if they found lesbians there or anything like that came into it, they'd get rid of them straight away. They'd have none of that. So they were very good like that. I don't mean it in the bad way, but I had I didn't know, but one of them, these two lesbians, and I didn't like them, and they did upset the atmosphere, if you know what I mean. They'd walk away in pairs together, and they used to sort of make you feel and one of them fancied me like mad. And I hated her. I didn't like any of them. I'm not. Anyway, and I used to be really frightened of them, you know. And I said to the shop assistant, I don't know what to do about this. So next thing I heard, they got rid of them. They said they got rid of them, which I didn't have nothing to do with. They just something they done, which I still feel it was good. I really do, because them sort of people can upset the whole system, or you know, make things bad. That's how I feel about it. Because what we wanted, you see, in Butlins you had to work together. There was none of this one way or the other way. You bonded, which made the job, you know, better for us. But it was hard work. Sorry, did you want to ask me something else?
Well, I was just going to, because before we go off another tangent, I was going to ask Graham the same
Oh,
question.
yes, do.
The answer to that question is 61.
Yeah, so good.
And what did you do there? And
Well, I went there.
what
I
made you
lived
think-
in Clacton at the time,
You live with your mum and dad?
and I'd just come out of the Air Force, and there's absolutely nothing to do in Clacton at that time. Similar to now, I suppose. And so Butlins was open as regards maintenance. So I went there about the March time, I think it was, before it opened, and did various jobs, sorting stuff out, painting, decorating, all that. And till it opened, and then he said, "Oh, we might get a job in the season." We know they're not much jobs, but they're jobs. So he said, "How do you fancy working on the donut stall in the foyer, which is in the Gaiety Theatre?" Well, it was there, yeah. And so you'd be working with someone else. You'll be there during the day, and he'll, like night time, you'd swap over, you know. So I lived in Clacton. I used to bike down there and bike back again home. And that's what I did there. On those things, like turntable things, where the fat comes out and it goes round halfway, and then they turn it over with a paddle and it comes out. And it used to be packed there waiting for donut threepence a bag, I think they were, which is quite cheap. And well, today's standards, yeah. And I used to mix up all the dough in the back room, and that was that exciting, really. And and my wife, well, she wasn't then, but she was so hungry at that time, wasn't you? You used to come around and say about 11 o'clock at night, you say, "You got any crispy bits left from the donuts?" You know, these little crispy bits. I used to give her them, and that's what I done
Couldn't
then.
afford them.
Yeah.
So how did you two meet?
Well, like that, she came up, she was hungry. So we just got talking.
That was late though, wasn't
But
it?
we didn't
in
really
the-
talk for about a week or so, did we? Because you
No.
were with other girls, weren't you?
Well, you broke up with your young lady, and I broke up with my young man, because I was engaged to him, wasn't I? And I know it sounds, but I went that particular time. Did you want me to carry on? And I'd been working at the foyer, and it was long, long hours. I'm talking about 6 in the morning to 1 to 2 o'clock in the evening. That's how long it went on for. It was long, long hours. And when we used to have a changeover, I used to have to go to bed at 2 o'clock and get up at 5 so I could go into the next one. I used to hate that time, you know. But anyway, I got engaged to this. I liked him immediately. We met, and we got on fine together. And we got engaged, which I thought was a bit silly. Not you, no, not you, sweetheart. And the thing was, this naughty bit. After, I'll take him a few donuts, you know. I got a few minutes. I took him a few donuts and opened the door, and I said, "Will you let me in?" So he said, "No, I can't." I said, "No, let me in." He said, "No." With that, I barged in, and there he was with this girl on the bed. And I said, "That's it." I said, "Sorry, engagement's over. I've gone." "No, no, no." I said, "Finished." And I finished him just like that. I said, "No, sorry, you've proved me. I've gone." So that's when you and I met, wasn't it? Because it's funny. His girlfriend ended up going out with my ex-boyfriend, and the revised first, wasn't it? You and crazy world. I tell you, absolutely crazy world. Absolutely. But Anyway, that was, relationships. Yeah, that was the only one I had at Butlins. But the staff, got on great with. The girls were great, but it was hard work. It was really hard. We didn't get any money for food. We had to buy our own food.
Where did you live? Did you live on the camp or...?
On the camp.
Yeah, I lived
on
in
the
Clacton.
camp.
Yeah, you lost about 1.5 stone, didn't you, over the season?
Yeah, they used to make me, if they'd locked
Oh,
themselves
son,
out, they used to come hunting for me. Maureen, what, get through that little window? We've locked ourselves out,
The
you're
little
so
fan-like
small.
window you used to get through, yeah.
Just squeeze through
In the
that.
shallows. Yeah.
I can believe that now. I'd only get one leg through now, wouldn't I? Good God, yeah. But no, it was...
So then you got offered to work in a toy shop, didn't you?
Yeah, I got very tired because it was such hard work and such long hours. And not only did we have to serve the campers, but also we had to wash up, make the sandwiches, clean the tables, and it was a continuous running job. And when it became the night time, it was getting really, really late, I used to really rush and try and get everything done. But it was like that all the time, because when you've got campers, you've got to be on the ball with them all the time. And one day we got told Billy Butlin was going to come round. Oh yeah, it's right, all the tables have got to be cleaned, all the chairs, so we put them all outside the foyer, clean all these. Do you know, I saw him and he walked right past us, never spoke to any of the staff, never communicated with us, and yet it was us people that kept that camp going. Without us, they would have closed down because there'd be no one there to serve them, look after them, see to them, you know what I mean? But we were ignored, we was just something that was there, you know. But apart from all that, I'm saying, it's what I enjoyed. I know we had these ups and downs, but there was still that, I don't know what it was, it's just that closeness there with the people and communicate with them, you communicate with the staff. So it's a lot to be answered for the, you know, which is, you work for a camp, you to expect this anyway, you know, you're doing a job. That is it, isn't it, really? But I enjoyed it. I loved every minute of it. So.
And Graham, what was...
sorry.
No. What was, in contrast to what Maureen was saying, how was your day? Was it as manic, and were you rushing around doing other jobs as well as donuts? Or?
No, it was just, well, in the season it was just donuts. Because, but at certain times of the day there's a terrific rush, dinner times and late evenings. If they've been to the Viennese ballroom or the Regency, loads of them would come in. That's a bit of a panic then. And
the changeover,
yeah,
wasn't
the
it?
changeover, yeah.
With the staff.
And it's a boring job. But when you first got there in the morning, it's mixing all the dough on this huge machine in the back room, and that's it.
Are there any other things that you felt about working there? I mean, did you find it as such a sort of intimate community? As more
Yes, you did. Oh yes, you got to know a lot of people. But I think as I was living outside the camp, probably my wife found it more so. She made more friends than I did. But yes, you do get to know people, definitely. Yeah.
I remember one day I was ill there at Butlins, and I was left. Well, you didn't get doctors there on that. Well, you did that come on from outside, but I laid in the chalet for about, I don't know, a week, nothing to eat, no doctor, nothing. But I was still frightened of losing my job. That was my fear, because I loved it so much there. It's sort of, I don't know, but that's what I'm saying with Butlins. It had something, it had some magic there. And I think not for everybody, but I think if you talk to a load of the staff and that, I think you would find this with a lot of the staff, because they're the ones that normally, you know, you knew more about that camp than the holiday makers anyway, because you were there all the time. And you used to think, oh, and I'm glad I'm not going home. You know, people say, I've got to go now. I think, well, I'm glad it ain't me, you know, I'm glad I'm still here. It was hard, yes, must admit, it was hard.
Right,
But you got over them, you got over it, didn't you?
What uniform did you wear?
Blue. No, it was sort of a mauvey colour, sort of pinky.
That was in
Yes,
the
I
toy
can
shop.
remember. Oh, that was in
Yeah.
the... Oh, I can't remember.
Before then, that's a light sort of khaki, is it? Or
No,
beige,
no, no,
beige,
no,
wasn't it?
no. No, that was more of a mauvey colour, I'm sure it was.
No. Oh, not that one. Sorry,
What?
the other one. That one. That one.
Butlins,
The foyer.
the
coffee
foyer,
bar.
the coffee bar.
That's
Yeah,
a
that was a
light beige
coffee
colour,
colour.
wasn't it? Yeah.
A coffee colour. That one was,
That's
and
in
that
the-
was a darker brown.
That's in the
That's
south.
the night.
South Sea bar near there.
That's when I first started there. Yeah, that one was. Yeah.
And this one, the toy shop one, is well under the white. You had a kind of bluish blazer, didn't you?
Yeah, or something like that. Yeah.
You told us
No,
that, didn't you?
well, when I went to Bognor Regis,
Oh,
I
yeah.
became a blue coat there.
That's
I was a blue coat in Bognor Regis, but we're
Sorry.
talking about Clacton Grove,
Yeah.
aren't we?
How long did you work at the Clacton one?
The year, the whole the
whole
season.
Just one season.
Yeah. Well, then I got married and had a baby, didn't I? So
No, well, not,
I had to-
not before we went to Bognor, didn't we?
no,
Following you.
no, I wasn't. Didn't have the baby then, but we were. We wanted to do something else, didn't we? We wanted to move on, I think. Because at the
Move on,
time,
we went
the
to Bognor.
situation at the time, Graham, was when... Shut up. Oh dear, here we go. I was on my own. I didn't want to go home. I wanted to stay at Butlins forever. I did.
Even though it's
I
closed.
never wanted to go home. And I dreaded it. And when I went home, I was so depressed, wasn't I? That's the effect it had on you. And I knew you, so because I met you, life changed. But I think if I hadn't met Graham, I would have gone back. Definitely, I
What,
would
the
have gone
following
back.
season, yeah.
Oh yeah, yes, I would have done. Yeah.
Did you have a question?
Oh, shall
No,
I?
it was the same as yours. It was like perks of the job for
Mm.
what were the perks of the job for Graham?
Well, he used to get me little Leslie toys at times, didn't he? Little Matchbox toys.
Oh yeah,
Like
the
Asian.
toys there. Yeah, we used to do that. You met people there. I met a lady there. A little girl had leukemia, and she was a lovely little girl. I've got a picture of her at home somewhere. Well, I took pictures of her and that. And also, apart from that, we used to have ballroom dancing. You know, when I changed my job over from the coffee bar and I went into the shop, I had more time where I could stop work and then I could go over and get onto the dance floor because I used to love dancing and singing. That was me. If I had got on the stage, I would. If I already sang it, I'd get up and go anyway. It's just me. I think that's probably why I liked it. I liked the atmosphere and that, you know.
Would you
And,
like to have been a red coat?
Yeah, I think I would have been good at that. Definitely, I would have been good at that job. But because I was a bit shy and not knowing, you know, it's like everything, isn't it? It's sort of something different you go into and you don't know it. But after that, and then I asked me if I'd become a blue coat at Bognor Regis. I said yes, but it wasn't the same as the red coats. You know,
Staff, isn't it?
it's just we used to take care of the shops and coffee bars and that sort of girls done that sort of work, you know. Yeah, I think I would have done. I think I've been all right. But no, I like what I'd done because it was an experience and it gave you more scope to be able to communicate with people, which you did, where you had to, because working at Butlins and stuff like that. There's such a lot, really. I remember one day they wanted to do an advert for Ariel, and you had to go, ooh, like that. I don't know whatever happened. I was in it, but I don't know think I ever saw it. I'm still going, ooh, where is it?
John Purley was there. While he
Oh
was
yeah,
there,
John.
wasn't
Oh yeah.
he? He's the one who played Doctor Who and Words of Grammage.
Just-
I was a cashier then.
Yeah.
That was another job I'd done there. I was a cashier in the shops.
So you changed quite a few in one season. You changed.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
You
I
started off
did
in the coffee.
coffee. Then I
Start
went
off at ground
into.
level.
Then I was in the shop.
Why? Because it was just
Selling
too
toys.
busy. It was just too hectic. in the
Well,
coffee.
I think in the coffee bar, as I said, I spent most of my time there, and then, you know, I got that I wasn't getting any joy out of it. You know, it was just work, and I desperately wanted to go on the dance floor. See, that's my big thing. I wanted to go on the dance floor, and that was it. Once I was on that floor, I didn't care if anyone was with me or not. I'd be dancing. That's it. I used to mad, but there you
What
go.
was
Yeah,
the
that photo-
dance?
yeah,
All sorts
I
of-
can't dance, you can. Don't
Oh yeah, I used to love
we?
dancing
We used
and
to
that.
jive, didn't we?
Oh yeah, it's all sorts of things, Graham. I've been on stage singing, haven't I? I've done such a lot of things before I went to Butlins.
What sorts of dance? So you used to jive together?
He can't jive.
Oh, I thought
He's
pretty
a
good job,
horrible
but I can't do ballroom
dancer.
dancing,
I used to hate dancing with you. Oh, it's so boring. I mean, I want to dance and you swing around. You used to stand like a brick, like that.
He's right. He's right.
Horrible dancer that now.
Can I jump in with a question? I wonder if maybe both of you could just jump in with just telling us about the different kind of places that you could go to within the camp, some of the names of the clubs and the pubs and the restaurants that you can think of.
Well, the South Sea Bar, which is where that one was taken,
Yeah.
was as you came in the entrance, that was more or less just on the left. It was the first building, in that first building, I forget what they call it now. So that was that. And it was next to the indoor swimming pool, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Did that have a
Yeah.
name, the indoor pool? Was it
Do you know,
Like
I
a
can't
theme
remember
or
now. It's got
Indoor pool building.
Right.
This was just, I think this was taken just after we were there. Because that was known as the South Sea Bar, as you came in the main
Yeah,
entrance.
that was
Then
the
there's a
main
Crazy Horse Saloon.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Well, I did play in a band there once.
He was a saxophone player.
And then Regency Ballroom. Where was that? Was that Pig and Whistle?
There was so many there, wasn't there?
Yeah. And the stuff there in the Pig and Whistle had all sorts of stuff hanging from the ceilings and
Oh,
on the walls,
yeah,
stuffed animals,
yeah.
and all sorts of weird and wonderful things from
Yeah.
all around the world, you know. It was packed with them. A real cobweb collector. And what else was there? Regency was quite a nice ballroom, wasn't it?
Could you tell me, the difference between the Regency ballroom and the Viennese ballroom?
Viennese was all more sort of oldie worldy, you know. It's like reminded a bit of sort of Swiss chalets, you know. Round the side there was little balconies and things, weren't
Yeah,
there?
that's right, yeah.
And it was more, say, oldie worldy. And the Embassy was more modern, wasn't it? It was just for
Yeah,
dancing, and that was
yeah.
it. Just nice decor, but nothing added, no bits and pieces, no
No,
frills.
it's quite nice.
Yeah.
Graham, what was the name of your band that you mentioned?
Oh, we only played there a couple of times. That was a band from Brighton, see. There's Len Johnson and the Blue Notes, it was called.
Yeah.
And we used to play all over the place, but they just wanted us to play there
A
couple of times,
wasn't it? Yeah.
the Crazy Horse. That's quite good.
Did you watch his band?
No,
don't
never
think you were
knew.
there then.
Never knew he played.
No.
No, it's sort of. You see, and as I say, there were certain parts we weren't allowed to go into, but because we weren't allowed there, I couldn't. Yeah, I don't remember exactly what part it was. I don't know why, but I just can't. You know, it's a long time ago.
Were you allowed in
know.
the ballroom?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. If I wasn't, I'd go. I mean, that was it. I mean, you can get me off a dance floor. No way. I'd
What
be
areas weren't you
there.
allowed in?
Sorry?
What areas weren't you allowed in?
I can't remember, Graham, to be quite honest with you. I really can't.
Which was your
it's
favourite ballroom?
Well, my dancing, anything.
No, I meant actual ballroom. Which was your
Oh,
favourite?
do you remember the name of that? I can't remember. Opposite the shops. I used to come out of the shop straight into that ballroom.
Was
What
it
one was
Viennese?
it? Viennese one. Yeah, that's the one. When you used to have two bands, you know, you used to have one band and they turn around and you get another band. No, that one I did like. Everybody liked that one. Everybody used to go there.
That's the one where they had the water wheel in, wasn't it?
That's right, yeah.
That's what
yeah.
reminded me of the Swiss thing.
Yeah. But, and then, as I say, it's such a long time now that all this happened, you know, that you need to really sit and think for quite a while and look at things that can remind you. But so when John Pertwee came in, I don't know why, and I thought, I don't know why, I'm not talking to him. He might want to talk to me, I'm only staff, you know, and he paid his money and that, you know, could have been in the cashier and that. And, yeah, it's funny. I never saw anyone famous there. I think I went the wrong year. If I'd have gone the year before, I might have done. But not anyone like you. You've been bringing up on the screen there, you know, different, like...
They had Roy
the
Oak and Cliff Richard
all
before
them
us, weren't they?
before us, yeah, it was, wasn't it, really? But you'll have to forgive me because my memory it's a little bit lax now to what it used to be. I need to read up or whatever.
Do you remember
I can
any
only.
songs?
God,
Yeah.
do I
Oh, yeah. The
remember?
two that they played continuously on the jukebox in the foyer. That's when I hear these, I always remember. Well, when I first met a wife, that was.
I don't know.
But I do.
I love you, but
Clarence
I
Frogman
do.
Henry. Do you know?
Yeah.
But I do. It's called. I don't know why
Yeah,
I love
but
you,
I
but I
do.
do. Yeah. And Runaway by Del
Oh
Shannon.
yeah. Oh yeah. Runaway.
Can you give us a little extract of the first one? What
Um,
was it?
I don't know why I love you, but I do.
I'm going all shy now.
Da, 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 They play
Do you
it
remember that
continuously
one?
all the time.
Do you remember that
Yeah.
one?
I do.
Yeah, I still remember that
That
one.
was
Yeah.
Run, 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 run away.
Oh yeah, I used to like that one. That one used to come over on the thing.
Give us a bit of that one.
God, I can't remember it.
God, run away,
I don't
run,
know.
run, run, run away. That's what I can remember at the moment. As I walk along, I wonder, oh, what went wrong with my love? My love so blue. Diddy, 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 diddy. I forgot la 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 la, the way we were together, where our hearts were strong. Lay 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 la, dee 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 dee, night and day.
You're going to have another song.
Then what's that other one? I don't know why I love you, but I do. What's that on that one? I don't know why I cry so, but I do. I only know I'm lonely, and that I want you only. I don't know why I love you, but I do. That was another one.
Oh, that's a lovely voice.
Of course, quite a few of them, weren't there?
They were the two that played the most, weren't they?
Yeah. I
Did
wonder,
they play them throughout the camp, or just sort of like in the
don't know,
I
shops?
think so. I think that was just.
Mainly in the
it was.
No,
it
that
was on the.
was in the
it was on
foyer.
the chart.
Oh, the
wasn't
jukebox.
it?
It was on the jukebox
It
in the
was on
foyer.
the jukebox.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. And it was always feeding them
yeah.
money in.
That reminds me of just what Marion was saying. What can you remember about the tannoy system that they had in Butlins? What would they use it for? And
Good morning, campers.
Well, or lost
It's
children.
now, oh yeah, children get lost. Good morning, campers. Time for your lunch. It's now sunset, what time it may be. We used to play that tune. What was that campers tune? I can't remember it now.
I don't know.
Always
I can't
used to
remember.
play, didn't they? Good God.
Or would you like to all assemble on the near the reception for the
Yeah,
Nobby Leeds
all to
contest,
do
that
with
stuff,
what was going. But as I say,
Glamorous
as I said
grandmothers.
again, it's you need to really ask people when on holiday because they dealt with that, where
It got-
you didn't. You got on with your work and you sort of.
It got
you
to
know
a
what
point
I mean?
where it was on, but you didn't
You
take
just
it
didn't
notice.
hear it. It was just a blur, 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 blur. You know, stuff like that. Reminds me. Yeah. What's that? There we
Yeah,
go.
that sort of thing.
See, we didn't take no notice of that, and we wasn't really allowed to mix with the staff too much. They didn't like, not staff, I mean the campers. No, they didn't like us to intervene. They liked us to just get on with our jobs, you know, back off and just, which we did. We used to do all that, you know, done what we were told. But the only thing is, well, there was that fear of losing it. That fear of, if I'd done something wrong, they'd get rid of me. I think quite a lot of girls, but I met a couple of girls that got pregnant and they had to leave, you know, which was such a shame. Yeah, my mate, I'd only just met her
You
and
still
she
in touch?
went.
Are
Sorry?
you still friends? Or?
Oh, no, when she went, that was
No, at
it.
the end of the season. everybody
No,
goes-
that was the
in the
beginning.
CP,
That was the beginning of the season.
No, I'm saying at the end of the season you don't meet any of them again, really, do you? Hardly ever.
Not really, no.
You just go.
I remember there was a young, you know, used to go out and there was the swimming, you know, used to instruct there the swimming, and he was a handsome man. Girls were crazy about him, and him and I hit it off, but that's all, just friends. And he used to sit on the bed and play the guitar. He was such a lonely soul, and he said to me, he's trying to commit suicide. It's sad, isn't it? And I said, oh, you don't want to do that. He said, well, my sister's done it. I said, oh, don't be silly, I said. You know, you should try and talk him round not to do it or even think about it. And he used to, he was there, you know, an instructor for swimming, is it, or life,
Yeah.
guard, you know, and he used to be there. And all the girls were crazy on him, yet he never took any notice of any of them. And he was a very, very handsome man. He was blonde, beautiful face. And you could quite see it, and yet I didn't look at him like that. I looked at him as he needed someone to talk to.
He was a quiet chap, wasn't
Very, very quiet, very, very withdrawn. And yet we got on so well. And he used to say to me, come round the chalet. I said, yeah, all right, we'll sit and play the guitar. And he used to sit there for quite a long while. And having that communication with him, it was like, see, I used to do that sort of thing anyway. I used to go along and, you know, and sort of, I don't know, if anybody had any problems, I'd talk to them. But he was a lovely man. It's just a little part of the story that happened in the camp, what you come across when you're working there, because you come across quite a lot of things and that, you know. And I wish I could remember loads. There's loads that went on. But as you say, it's only when you get home. And I remember, you know, like Prince Charles. Ooh.
Do either of you remember any stories to do with the Stratosphere Girl? It would have been before your time there, but I just wonder if it was ever discussed.
No.
What?
Stratosphere Girl.
Oh,
No.
no.
She was a
about her.
performer in
Yeah.
1938.
No. That's the year he was born.
So I probably wouldn't remember it.
I just wondered if stories of her
Oh, I
echoed on
see.
into the
No.
Butlins communities.
If it did happen, it wouldn't happen with the staff. As I keep trying to say to you, staff, holidaymakers, there's a split, there's a difference. So you
I remember
cannot
Something that happened in
put
19...
it, divide it. You've got to divide it up. It's different. It's not like holidaymaker. That's it. I'm sorry, but
Before
that's
we
the way
met,
it
I remember
goes.
in 1956, they had a huge gale in the July. Terrible winds it was, like a hurricane. And there's a chap called Charlie Wheeler, who Norman would know out there. He's a local character, little hunchback chap who ran a children's roundabout on this amusement thing.
Oh, yeah.
And this was terrible winds and gales there, and he just got off, and a couple of kids were on it and got off, and the big wheel come crashing down right in the middle of this roundabout. And like that, it was like that, and then the wheel, and it came out either side like that, the big wheel. Yeah, so that's. I don't know if that belonged to Butlins, that little amusement park, but
I
it's
don't
right
think
next to it. So
It was right. It was
Yeah.
right next to it. Yeah.
Anyone hurt or
no,
and that
just
happened in the night?
lucky.
Yeah, that is it really.
Yeah.
It was just like it was just more luck than anything. They were very strict on you leaving the premises. You know, you had to have a pass, and this used to be my badge when I used to work at Butlins. I used to have to wear on my uniform, and if you didn't wear that, they wouldn't know why, or you're off. So you made sure you wore your badge wherever you went. That badge didn't leave your
Didn't you
side.
get the security guys come around at night, around the chalets? Didn't they? I think you remember that.
What for?
Well, seeing who shouldn't be there.
No, not on my section. They didn't, Graham.
I'm sure.
No, not the staff. They didn't. No.
Because I didn't know, I was out.
Yeah.
Were there any other particular rules and regulations that applied to you?
Be at work on time or else.
Oh
The
yeah,
usual
yeah.
thing.
Very
Not
strict
really.
strict on time, weren't
It might have been the don't go anywhere near the campers chalets, which you didn't want to anyway. You know, keep out their area. Or the dining hall. Didn't go there, did we?
they? No. I think how they wanted to run it, in my honest opinion, is that they wanted the staff, but they were more interested in keeping the campers happy. Can you understand what I meant? So they didn't want to involve us into into the campers. They wanted to push the staff, which I suppose in a way you can understand that because you're running it, aren't you? It is the staff, which people don't realise. It is the staff that's running that show in a way, and yet you're not valued. You're not appreciated. You're just something that's there. You made your own fun.
Did you have like your own staff bar? Anything like
No,
your own areas?
No,
Or, right.
no. You just
I don't think so.
No, we never did, Graham. I would have remembered we would have done sort of things like that, wouldn't we, really? No.
Parties on the beach?
Sorry?
Parties on the beach?
No.
So by like when you said you used to make your own fun, what sort of things would you do to?
Well, the dances at the night, weren't
Well, yeah, and yeah, it's sort of, and sometimes the redcoats would say, "Let's all have a drink tonight." Well, I was never a drinker. I've never been one for drinking anyway, and so we used to go around Brian's chalet, and but that's, I mean, what went on with others, but it didn't go on with me because I was very strict with keeping a distance. You know, I was so frightened of losing my job, but I wasn't like that. Not being that I'm prudence or anything, but I kept respect for me, and I wasn't one for, you know, mixing or doing that sort of thing, because it did go on. There's no doubt about it. It did. You know, they used to mingle about. It's the fun of the game, isn't it? I mean, you're enjoying yourself. I suppose the girls enjoyed themselves.
Well, face it, the reason why a lot of people work there just for the opposite sex.
I didn't. I went
I'm
there
saying, well, the reason why a lot of people work there was for the opposite sex, to meet girls or meet boys, wasn't it?
Well, what I meant was it went beyond that, didn't it? But what they used to do is that they did used to go around the chalets, security blokes, and see what's
I'm
going
sure they
on.
did.
And then one day I was in there with Brian and the others. Suddenly I went, "Scarpa, they're coming!" We all started scarping, you know, get out of the chalet so they didn't, you know. But
It's all used
no,
to me, of
it's-
course.
well, yes, you just scarpered and that. But I think what it was, I was so set on keeping friends, and I was so set on people respecting me. And the only way I could do that is to respect myself. Do you understand what I mean? I don't want people, oh, she's this or she's that. But it just wasn't like that, you know. That was me. What the others done, that was up to them. But I still mingled with the girls, don't get me wrong. I didn't put them in the category saying, ooh, no way. No, it's not true. We all got on, we had a damn good time. And this is what really made it. It was the girls that we mixed with, and what we done with it. It was a lot we done with our lives in Butlins, you know. So I still remember it with affection anyway, I
So-
must say that.
What impact do you both feel, you know, Butlins going has had on
Sad.
Pat and on you, like, you know?
Very, very sad. The only impact it had on me was when I had the children. We used to come down here for a day, and they'd altered it, hadn't they? The whole camp. And I said to Graham, I don't like it. I don't like this camp at all anymore. They've absolutely ruined it. The character, everything about it. Supermarkets and this and that, they ruined it.
It went to sell catering.
Oh, it's horrible. It was everybody. No, nothing like it at all.
I think, was it in the 60s it went to sell catering?
Yeah, I think it made it easier when they did do that afterwards, because they did ruin it. They took that personal thing about Butlins that was there when I was there, or even a little bit longer, I would say, and then they started changing it, and all the little place you used to go to weren't there anymore. They changed it into something else, and I hated it there. And I come out and thought, no, it's not the Butlins I know.
Well, it didn't
No.
help Clacton much when it went. It really ruined it in a way, because there's nothing happening in the summertime. What it used to be, it was always packed, wasn't it? And
Always
loads of
packed.
them were from Butlins. In
Yeah,
the town, on the beaches, all packed. But
yeah, people
when
were
that went,
going
it just
about.
went downhill, didn't it?
Yeah,
Or even further.
yeah, it's absolute, but there you go. It's
Sounds a little bit like you meant, Maureen, that in a way you'd already let go of Butlins when it had changed,
yeah.
and that
I did.
that you were grieving for it having changed.
I was, yeah, definitely. I did grieve for it, because I felt so sad to think, why did they do this? What made them do it? Why couldn't we keep a little bit of the past there? I mean, it was built in 1930s, wasn't it? Why did they have to do that? Why did they have to come in with this new modern idea of today? Why couldn't they have kept it as it was? And I'm sure loads and loads of people would have loved it the way it used to be. But it's like everything, modernise this, modernise that, do this, do that. It wasn't Butlins anymore, it wasn't the Butlins I knew. I didn't even know the place. I went in there, I thought, I'm lost. Don't even know where I am now. So whether they've changed it in other camps, I suppose they must have done. And I don't think the atmosphere's there anymore like it used to be, you know, because
Even we went to Bognor the following year, that wasn't as good as Clacton the previous year.
Oh no, I must admit that.
No, it was.
Though it's still based on the
Yeah, it's
same
pretty
idea.
good, but Clacton was really, really exceptional, wasn't it?
It
at
was.
that time.
It was a very family atmosphere
Yeah.
place, wasn't it?
Everybody having a good time.
I loved it. I loved every minute of it. I know you had these, but you came over these problems because something else stepped in and took it away. Do you know what I mean? You
You had these. You had these. I just remember these kids were about 10 or 11. They used to have these solid barrows. You used to take the campers' luggage from the railway station, cart it all the way down to the camp,
Yeah.
down to Butlins, you know, in these little barrows.
Yeah,
I
that's
remember
right. Would that
seeing
be
them down
it?
there.
That is true. Yeah. They used to do that, didn't they, the kids?
From the station.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Clever
yeah,
way,
go and get a few bob just for helping
Yeah.
people into Butlins for the day. Because that's
And the
quite
campers
a
used to
long
walk
wasn't
next
it?
to them, you know,
Yeah,
which is cheaper than getting a taxi.
yeah. It was quite a long walk, wasn't it?
Yeah, it
Really,
was,
when you
yeah.
think about it. Yeah.
There's just a few more little details. I just wonder if you remember actually a bit like that. We can just go over quickly. Just from your point of view, actually, of having worked there, were there mass exercise classes going on?
I'll be quite honest with you. I think they used to be outside on the grass.
Yeah.
They used to be for the campers, not for the SAR. See, again, we didn't go that far into the camp. We just hung around where we worked. Do you know what I mean? And when we got the time to explore, then of course we did. But we didn't go any further than we knew how far we could go. It was where we worked, you know, the area we worked and what we were doing, and it was like that really.
I just wondered if you'd ever observed it from afar or something.
The only time I observed it was when I was outside the camp, and I used to walk along this little lane place, and you could be able to see where the boats were. You know, people used to use the little boats. Were they rowing boats? Were they, or what were they? And you could see further afield where people used to have their lunch and that. I don't know what that one was called, where they used to go in the camp, used to go in for their lunch, didn't they? A big place. I'm glad I
Those
didn't work
exercises,
there.
it was just mainly,
Well,
it
you
wasn't
know,
anything too strenuous, it's just mainly arm
arms,
stretching,
legs
you know.
and stretch your
I mean,
legs.
a
and-
chap standing in front,
Yeah.
bloke enrolled as the PE teacher or whatever.
Yeah.
I think he'd have a couple of Indian clubs and swinging them around, and everybody used to try and follow him, you know, all ages.
Oh, used to see
standing
the
there.
when they used to have competitions for the kids, didn't they? Or dress up, and you know the red coats would go around with them, and the kids would run around. Oh, it was a lovely atmosphere. I wish it was here again. Now.
Anything particular you remember at the boating lake? What people were getting up to on it? Or
Yeah, rowing it.
having a laugh, falling in?
Oh, I don't know about the
They probably did, yeah. 'Cause that was on the edge, wasn't it? Because you didn't see that much
Yeah,
unless
but
you
that
walked
was
along the
right
seafront.
at the very end of the
Yeah,
camp.
that
You
was-
see, that was it. That was right to the very end. In fact, it's still there now. Believe it or not, the pools, whatever it is, is still there. If they got the boats, I suppose they could still use it.
Because you'd only
we
we didn't walk down there, did we? Only if you walked along the seafront and your day off, you'd see the boat.
Graham, what was that
Very
boating pool there?
Yeah.
Is it still there? I'm
I think
sure
it's
it
still
is.
there, yeah.
Still there.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
part of the golf course, isn't it, really?
Yeah, now it is.
Yeah.
Part of the, okay.
Yeah, it's part of the golf course now. Yeah.
I'm sure it's the same one.
Well, I don't know if I can. You know, I don't know. I mean,
Did you have any more? No. Did you anything?
I made a few notes.
That you've
I think we
written down?
I
Yeah,
think we
just
covered
Covered
it.
it.
We just
I don't know.
jotted down
really.
a few
I
notes.
bet
this
there was a
morning.
lot I could have told you, really.
And as I say, looking back on it, I thought, well, that looks a bit grim.
What have you put
Yeah.
down there?
Well, you know, a bit, the work you had to do and the terrible money and all that sort of thing. And
Money was
trying to be
shocking.
upbeat about it. But at the same time, you did enjoy
Yeah.
yourself, didn't you? Yeah. Yeah, so there's nothing there extra.
Never had. Can't remember eating there. Can't remember eating.
Can't remember
Never
the
had
food. You must
No.
have wasted away. He
I
said
did.
you lost a stone and a half.
Yeah, I remember I was 9.5 stone. Might have been less. When I saw this dress in the shop, I thought I'd love that dress. When I eventually got it, drowned me. Couldn't believe it. Thought, yeah, that was the one they used to play. Yeah. But as I say again, that was for the holiday makers, not for the staff. There's a difference, believe me. Perhaps if I went there for a holiday, I'd come back with a different view of it, you know.
Well, we're very much interested in your perspective of having worked there, and you know, just it's very interesting what you've had to say.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, before we end here, is that I met Graham here in Butlins. Then I went back to London, and I was away from you about a fortnight, wasn't it? I couldn't stand it. I couldn't stand the thought of going back. There was an atmosphere. I'm not going into that part of my life. And I came back to Butlins, and that we just met, hadn't we?
Yeah, but Butlins had closed. I got a job as in a builder's merchant.
Yeah, and I came to Clacton to live with Graham, and that's when I was being naughty, wasn't it?
Well,
I got
that's
married
finished
to you,
it,
wasn't it?
Butlins finished then, isn't it? Yeah.
No, that's it. And then we got married at Bognor Regis the following year, and I found out I was having a baby. My big son now, I should say, my Dean. That was it, really. And end of.
You married at Bognor Regis
Yeah.
Yes. No. We married
that's-
outside.
Yeah,
That's another story.
That's a whole
I'm
other.
afraid.
But we were working at Butlins when we got married, weren't we? June the 9th.
If we told you the rest of the story, you sit crying your bloody eyes out. So I'm not telling you. Horrible. Never
I'm
mind.
sure there's one or two other photos if we did find them.
Now, did you want to?
I'll just stop this now.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
see-
Okay.
I'm
Well,
gonna
thanks
see if
for.
we've had a